Hello and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Over the last few weeks, whenever I've had an opportunity, I have been slapping some paint on the beautiful official Midlam Miniatures upgrade pack for the board game Stalagbite from Midlam Miniatures. I have already posted videos showing how I tackled the Stalagbites and the Red Hook horrors, and today I am going to go through a simple painting guide for the Creeping Jeepers. These are the most unsettling enemies you will face. I hate them. They are wonderfully sculpted and it's far too easy to imagine how they move and undulate and how they would attack you, wrapping around you in the dark. The more I think about it, the more I hate them. And when I first started working on these, I was going for something of a cartoony style that was in line with the official painting schemes. I was going for bright purple and pink. I started from a Chaos Black primer and layered up Army Painter Alien Purple and Purple Tone washes on the edges, and then used Pink Horror from Citadel for the centre, washed with Reichland Flesh Shade. I got this far into the scheme and decided I really didn't like it. The purples are nice and rich, but I felt I wasn't capturing the fleshy grimness of what the Creeping Jeepers are, so I decided to restart from scratch. I thought I would just show you this aborted attempt so you can see that sometimes things don't go the way I expected, and I am not opposed to bidding off an idea to start again. For my second attempt, I am working from a base of Rakarth Flesh, which is a pale flesh base colour from Citadel. It's already a very wormy colour. Of course, I do still want my worms to be purple toned, so once the Rakarth Flesh is dry, I'm going to use Army Painter Purple Tone and I'm going to slosh it on the sides. I want quite a bit to run into the recesses between the ridges, because while I do want my worm to look a bit grim, I do want it to keep a slightly cartoony style as well. Once the purple is dry, I am going to mix Rakarth Flesh with Lamian Medium, and I'm carefully going to add a line to the top of each ridge on the worm. I don't have to be neat or exact, as long as I get at least a little flesh on each ridge. And if you mess up and a bit goes into the recesses between the ridges, that's fine. A small amount of overspill here and there won't hurt. But if you don't want it, you can always go back to your purple tone and carefully line some back into the gaps. Once that's dry, I am going to switch to Citadel's Drakenhof Nightshade, which is a lovely dark blue shade. And I'm going to put this on everything that we originally tinted purple. Once that's dry, and really getting these worms painted is 90% waiting for washes to dry, it's back to the Rakarth Flesh. This time I am using it to tidy up the squishy underbelly and the concave back. Basically, I'm tidying up anywhere where the shades have spilled onto the skin area. With that done, you guessed it, we are going for another wash. This time I am putting Reichland Flesh Shade on all of the Rakarth Flesh. I don't need to put this on too heavily, I just want to give some tone and definition to these parts of the worm. And once it's dry, I can go back to Rakarth Flesh once more, thin it with Lamian Medium so it's a glaze, and then carefully build up some highlights on any raised parts of the belly and back. At this stage I am almost done, but I need to paint the eye. For that I'm going to use Marrow White from the P3 range, which is a brilliant white that I absolutely love. Then finally I'm going to switch to Abaddon Black to paint in the pupil. And yes, I could do something more detailed for the eye, but I want to have that fun animated style, and for that I think something simple like this looks really good. All that's left to do is the base, and for the Stalagbite miniatures I do the same each time. First I put down some Astro Granite, which is a thick gritty paint that's going to give a good cavern floor texture. When that's dry I'm going to overpaint it with Balor Brown and then wash it with Seraphim Sepia. You can leave it like that if you want, but I go back with Balor Brown to do a highlight, and then I mix a little Army Painter Screaming Skull into the Balor Brown to do one more highlight. Finally, I paint the edge of the base with Army Painter Alien Purple. This is because I am colour coding the bases for all of the Stalagbite miniatures. Normally, I would just use a black or brown for the edge. And that is it, the Creeping Jeepers are finished, and I'm pretty happy with these. I'm glad I changed direction. I'm sure some people will prefer the richer, glossier colour scheme I was going for originally, but I think what I have done here captures the ickiness I was trying to achieve. These miniatures will get a coat of varnish, then I will glue magnets under the bases so I can store them in rubber steel lined crates until such time as they are ready to slither into a cavern to menace some dwarves. But that is it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so. And hopefully, I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.